Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity, waking up the elect and the 1/3. This is going to be a little short video to a testimony that I experienced, in my journey being an Israelite, waking up to the truth. And many years ago, when I first woke up, I was in Puerto Rico, and my cousin and my aunt, who I care about very much, they were going off, and they thought they thought this religion called Mita was the way to go, some nonsense, some bullshit, really. But I started searching the scriptures, and this is over like 10 years ago now. And because I didn't read it all at that point, but I knew that a woman wasn't allowed to teach or really speak at all, to be all under subjection under her husband, so when they said this woman Mita was Jesus Christ, the spirit of Jesus Christ in her, now the Lord's here in this woman, that was just bugged out to me back then. So when I was in Puerto Rico for the summer, I read the scriptures, the King James version, without the Apocrypha at that point. And man, like 1 or 2 months or something, because I was just like eating it up. I was like, man, this is very interesting, And then when I came back to Chicago, I was still looking for the truth, and I was living in Jefferson Park up north. And one day I walked out of the house, and this is before I knew the Spirit, you know what I mean? But now with understanding, I see the Spirit was like guiding me, because I started walking, randomly, just outside. It wasn't too bad out, and I started cutting through neighborhoods, and I get to Montrose, and I start walking down Montrose eastbound, and bus after bus is passing me up, and then the Spirit tells me, get on this bus. I get on the bus. Now I'm riding the bus all the way towards the lakefront, and many stops down, okay, this older Judite man gets on the bus with a Chicago White Sox hat, all black with the letters in white, and he's walking, and I'm sitting on the, like, I'm facing the bus. I'm on the left side of the bus. He sits down to the right, and the back of his head right here, the hat, it said Hebrew Israelite. It was embroidered, and I was wooed. I was like, I gotta talk to this guy, man, because that's the Spirit. Not knowing the Spirit, but that was the Spirit. And when he got off by Truman College, by the red line stop, I followed him, and I asked him, hey man, I just want to talk to you about the Hebrew Israelite stuff. You know what I mean? Because I read the scriptures, and I'm very curious to to learn more, learn the truth. And he said he had to get on this train, so I got on the red line with him, and we started breaking bread. And the one thing that just threw me off was that they have a house, or a building where they meet up and break bread. Teach the truth. And I was like, man, Acts 7:48-49, says otherwise. You're not supposed to be in there like that. You know what I mean? We're supposed to be out on the highways and byways and bid Israel to the marriage. Those that are going to receive it, the elect mainly, right? That's who we're fishing for, is the elect. So anyway. Fast forward from there, I never went inside that place just because of that one reason. Because I know if you break one of the laws, you break them all. So that was just going off to me, So I'm still searching, for the truth. And that's when I met Elder Nagab online. And we started breaking bread. And I met the brothers of GMS Chicago when Batak was the head of the camp. And even back then, it was a little off. The majority of it was all like on point, but Batak, he told me that 1 year is actually 19 months, not 12 months. And back then the breakdown was that we're gonna live for 1,000 years and then translate onto like other planets, and and I felt that was weird too. I didn't question it. I was too shy or scared, to question, my brothers that are above me, but I always thought, like, that makes no sense, because if the wages of sin is death, then the wages of keeping the law should be life, forever, immortality, like the scripture says. You know what I'm saying? But those are just some things here and there. And then I had my daughter Judith, and I was watching her on the weekends. And back then we only met up on Saturdays. There was not like class days. Or like we would meet up sometimes, when Kazakh lived up here, I'd meet up with Kazakh, Elder Karab, Bahara. We all meet up here, and like, chill and do stuff. But for the most part, it was just Saturdays. So I was missing a lot of Saturdays, And then the days that I was available to come out, you know, to do the work, I called up Elder Nagab, and you know, he was like, no, go deal with that man out there in the West Side. I believe his name is Troy. I forgot his Hebrew name. Do you know him? I forgot his name, Sakya. He lives over there by like Austin and Madison. Big beard dude, Troy. Anyway, that cat was going way off, boy, because he wanted to get some shoes. He wanted me to lend him some money. I lent him some money for some shoes. Anyway, we get to the spot where he used to work at. His co-workers, his Judites, and they're like, he says to them, he's like, I'll always be a vice lord for life or some shit like that, but I'm in this truth too. And I'm like, that's double-minded. You know, you can't do both. You know what I'm saying? So bam, I you know, because Elder Nagab was like, nah, you didn't want to deal with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't showing up on Saturdays, which I understand. So, you know, through the Spirit, I was trying to do what's right. So I sent an email thinking I was emailing Apostle Tahar, right? Way out of order, man, because there's an order to these things, you know, and I was supposed to go to the person right above me, and like this is at the beginning of me waking up, you know, so, but still no excuse. So the message gets to a brother in New York, and bam, they hit up Elder Mayaka Allah, who was the head of the camp at the time, and they're like, this shit's out of order, blah, 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 and then that's when, you know, he called me. I came over to stay in Van Buren, and, you know, we had a little council about that, and, but anyway, the point is that my testimony was that right around the time when I was falling out, you know what I'm saying? Because I felt very bad not showing up on Saturdays. You know, it's like the brother Shakaria tells me, the Lord wants his money. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go put this first. This is your first priority, is this truth, you know? You got to put in that work, because when the Lord comes back, he wants his money. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to hide it. And anyway, there was like all this shit going on with Apostle Rakal and like the jacket, you know what I mean, and like Yashawan and the ITR fools, and it was just like a lot of fucking confusion, you know. And I was like, damn, man. And I remember like I was falling away, and I prayed to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that please, like, to bring me back, you know what I mean, to bring me back when Malcolm, he's the leader of the camp, because I would follow him into war, you know, and these were my words to the Most High and Yahushai, because I know he's a man of the Lord, you know. When you, even back then and now, when you hear the man speak, you know what I mean, he's on point. He's giving you history lined up with the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, and it's just all facts, all right, you know, proof. There's no bullshit. It's not his vain opinion. It's pure facts, and it lines up with the scriptures. And this guy was just like, you know, you see how his demeanor is, you know what I'm saying? He's a real leader, you know what I'm saying? So I knew through the Spirit he was a man of the Lord, you know, before I even knew the Spirit. And that's what I prayed for. And even when I was in the world again, you know, falling into sin and stuff, I felt cut, you know what I'm saying? I trimmed down my beard and lined it up. And first thing my mom says, oh, look at my baby's there. And I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it cut me, man, because I'm not supposed to be like that. I'm not supposed to be of this world, lined up and shit like that. No, forget that, man. You know what I'm saying? And when I was breaking bread with people of the world that were Israelites, right, trying to explain to them why I don't shave my beard, or I don't eat pork or shrimp, you know, they were asking me why, you know, like this Puerto Rican guy doesn't eat pork. That's crazy, you know. And I would give them the scriptures, you know, and I was like, man, you know what? I gotta quit doing this, man. I gotta quit, you know, feeding my lust, feeding the flesh, and falling into sin, man. And eventually, I gotta let this go and return to the Lord, you know, and do the work. You know what I'm saying? And I would pray, you know, Luke chapter 15, the prodigal son, you know, in hopes that, you know, that was me. You know, that Lord willing, that the Lord, you know, receives me and guides me through all the mess that I was going through. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because I came back April 15th, 2017, and just before that, Elder Malcolm had a dream, a vision that I returned, you know, with the brethren, and they were right behind me, and we're all together, actually, you know what I'm saying, in the south side of Chicago. And if you watch that video, you know, you'll see that those were the elect, you know, and I hope I'm one of the elect. You know, I am my Akim. You know what I'm saying? Here in Chicago and to the four corners of the earth, that are the elect, doing the sincere work of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I hope we make it. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, that week, April 15th, I came on that Saturday. I came early, and who did I see first, man? On State and Adams by the CVS, I saw Capo, right, Kapatazak, and Elder Malcolma, and I had no idea he was the head of the camp. You know. He thought I was just rolling through. He's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I'm here to sit on the other side of the line, and you know, I'm here to do the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, you know. And bam, I'm there taking notes. At the end of the camp, you know, or the you know, the day, the teaching, we had a little meeting there, and you know, he brought out that vision, you know what I'm saying? And it just wooed me. It wooed a lot of brothers, you know, and it just shows you that the spirit, like Elder Damashapat told me when I saw him again, he's like, the Lord never left you, man. He was dealing with you, you know what I'm saying? He was guiding you through that stuff, and it just wasn't your time at the time, you know. But I just want you guys to know that there's a reward at the end of this thing, and you gotta stay in the spirit, all right? Right now, this is the best time that we're in, you know, at the very end. And right now, especially I would say for GMS Chicago, we're very strong now. You know what I mean? We're very spiritual, and like spiritually, we're spiritually really strong as a camp. And that's a beautiful thing, because that's one thing that we lacked back then when I was in the camp. You know, but you see how the Lord, you know, brought forth, you know, His fruit, you know, and increased it. You know what I mean? So, man, I don't know if I'm leaving anything out, but yeah, just, you know, stay in the spirit, pray, fast, all right, meet up with the brothers, you know, break bread, and read, you know what I mean? And check out Elder Uriah's 7 things that a Hebrew Israelite must do every day, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you put in the work and the Lord's going to give you that increase, right? So you got to just put in that work first, you know, and Lord willing, the Lord is dealing with you, you know. He puts the spirit in you to do the work, you know. Because like Kazak said, not everybody could do what we do, you know what I mean? We're chosen out of the world for a huge reason, man, a beautiful reason, you know. So Yahweh Ratazad, we are the hopeful elect, and I hope this testimony uplifts your spirit, and you know, shalom. And first, let me give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Kadash, and double honors again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity with charity. Shalom.